Hi there, I'm Stabby Panda, an old school RuneScape Ironman. I've been playing RuneScape for years on my main, and about a year ago I started Stabby Panda, joining your friend's group Ironman. With the recent announcement of some of the pay-to-play content being removed, doing the unthinkable, trying RS3.
RS3 bad.
That has definitely been the view for years, but with everything happening in Jagex, I want to give it a try. So join me as I explore Gielinor, as we haven't seen it before. But before we do, let's have a look at some account rules and how I'll do this. Group Ironman. So for anyone who hasn't played RS3, this is essentially the same as Group Ironman in Old School Runescape, where you can boss together and help each other out, but can't access trading with other players. No guides, no wiki, no research, no requested information from the group. The idea is to explore completely unguided and only using the information that is in the game itself. Account goals. Obtain the quest cape. I want to explore the storylines that I've seen from Old School and see where they've changed in RS3, but also see where they end up. For anyone not familiar, RS3 stories progress into another age, so we'll be trying to do this mostly in timeline order, and this may be the only thing that I view on the wiki. Necromancy. This is something that I just want to have on the account and seems like a cool skill. Plus, it'll be filling a gap in the group. So this will be my main combat style, but I'll explore the traditional styles as well, just for a bit of fun. PVM. I always enjoy a bit of bossing and raids, so I want to explore what this looks like in RS3. Skills. I want to see what is different, both existing skills and new, so I'll be giving them all a go. And finally, recommendation. Anything that I think they should update, anything I think they could help the player base, and finally just plain and simple, should you play RS3? So with all that said, let's get into the game and explore for the first time. I'm Stabby Panda, and this is Old to New. Okay, here we are. So, we're in Lumbridge. Stabby Panda has moved to RS3. I have to start with this little mohawk. It is an immediate downgrade from the previous version. But anyway, here we are, Lumbridge. It looks familiar and much more vibrant. Obviously, mohawk aside, I think the character does look great. A little more adventurer, a little less 80s jazz pants, but I guess, yeah, that's my fault for the outfit choices. The castle and the walls feel more impressive, like they're taller and more like an actual castle. The default interfaces seem good, but I've heard that things like that they can get a bit cluttered, but I'm not sure if that'll come in time. And there's obviously new things on them and that sort of stuff that we'll have to learn, but I'll get into that. So let's start with a walk around Lumbridge and we'll get an initial look at it. So I think everything looks and feels really cool. Like as you head out the back of the castle, it's so much more of like a forest, not just some odd trees placed around. Not that the rats and giant rats are that important, but they give the overall look that creatures have more character to them. The giant ones sort of more lumber along, which does make me more excited to see what monsters and bosses look like as we explore a bit more later. That's a lot of particle effects. So it's a lot coming from that. That might be a bit much, but we'll see how that goes. The swamp feels much more dark and scary, which is a cool aesthetic. Oh. Okay, so this is our standard Lumbridge swamp. We'll come back and we'll explore this and get into Slayer at some point. I think it looks really cool. Obviously, it seems like they've gotten rid of the whole rope down, which is nice. The rune altar looks a lot more impressive. Okay, I'm guessing that's for fairy rings. Can't remember the name of the place. Oh, we've got some dwarves at a little mine down here. And, oh, a grid. The wall looks intense. This all looks so much more built up and so nice. There's an extra little house here. And then the classic spot. Get some early combat and crafting. The farm. We'll duck across here. So far it looks and feels really nice. And we've been able to run this entire time. This is new. Little market and bank chest. So obviously we can steal from these, so thieving I guess comes a little bit earlier. We've got various people around. It looks cool. I like the look of stuff in the distance. It just feels quite cool with that. Feels much more like you are in a bigger world. I think this is because of the draw distance that Old School has, which obviously changes with 117 and the GPU plugins, but this is just naturally in the game. I need to start this series with a confession. I'm a first time creator. So you're watching literally my first video, and because of that I wasn't sure if I would even make it. Because of that, I created this RS3 account yesterday and played yesterday. This means I've done some early quests and some levels, but I hope you'll still follow me out of here and see what I find. So with that said, let's have a look at a few of the quests that I've completed. So I've completed a few which haven't really changed. So Cook's Assistant, Sheep Shearer, which is now just a mini quest, Ernest the Chicken, Vampire Slayer, Witch's Potion, and I've started the Restless Ghost, but I can't complete it yet because it's bugged at the moment. So you'll see the end of that. Some that have changed a bit, but I really enjoyed them. Demon Slayer, Shield of Arav, which is now solo, so you don't need to wait around or find in groups for someone else to do the other half. Imp Catcher, Druidic Ritual, What's Mine is Yours, which has replaced Doric's quest, and it's opened up some mini quests for smithing afterwards, so we'll get into those. Rune Mysteries has changed entirely and was actually really enjoyable and was really cool now with there being actual voice acting work throughout the quest, which is a really nice different touch. Some brand new quests, so the Blood Pact. It's a great new starting quest to help brand new players so that have not played anything of this before to understand the combat triangle of the scissors paper rock of melee, range and mage. So definitely recommend trying that one out early. Rune Memories, the sequel to Rune Mysteries, again voice acted and quite enjoyable with some puzzles and more storyline. And finally 3 Necromancy quests to unlock the skill and the ability to really upgrade armor and weapons. So let's jump over to the Wizard's Tower to have a look, and I'll talk through my skills and then we can pick back up on the observatory quest that I was doing. So looking at my skills, Necromancy is my main combat skill, as I was saying. That would be it. And I've leveled up defense with it a little bit as well, just so that I can wear the next set of robes for that. So I've done a little bit of this stuff, but mostly it's from, like, it happens very quickly, these levels, as I say. I played a bit yesterday and that's it. Like, this happened all very quickly. But this is the Wizard's Tower. There are so many more levels. We'll go up here. So many wizards with these recent changes. So some theming stuff has come out. I don't know anything about it, but there have been a lot of people around here thieving because you can, like, steal from the wizards. None of these that I've clicked on you can pickpocket for some reason. But assure you that they can. Anyway, I really like the little demon here. So to give a look at, like, the difference in how they make the characters and how they make the things, the lesser demon just looks so much cooler. Anyway, as we go up here, there's a bunch of other wizards around, so on and so forth. Ah, there we go, pickpocket. So a bunch of people around doing that. As we get around here, looks like there's the rune crafting guild here as well, which is interesting. The fact that there's a rune crafting guild. Little fun fact, on my main, for some reason, I went and did rune crafting first. So did 99 rune crafting before I did anything else. But anyway, we'll progress on from that. So, as I say, did a few sort of quests. The idea at the moment is to level up my Necromancy, because it's kind of carrying the account. It's my main combat style, as I say, but I will do a little bit of the other stuff as we go, just to sort of explore it, see what it feels like, all that. Just having a look at the bank. So with Necromancy came my robes. So these ones here are sort of my robes that you just get, and your weapon that you get with doing the quest. So by default, that's going to be it for me. But as part of that, you can upgrade, from what I've seen, you can upgrade this armor, and it sort of just sticks with you. So that's why I've done a little bit of smithing and crafting, because that's the idea, is to try and get that a little bit better, and for it to sort of carry me through. And that was done by the Killy Row quest. But now what we're focusing on is the Observatory quest. So that's my go-to at the moment. So I've done gotten a few items, but I'm just getting the molten glass to him now, which is what was in here. The bank looks and feels pretty similar. The only thing I can't work out is, instead of a swap, doing an insert, but I'll mess with this in a bit. Yes, this is a mess. We're not going to judge my bank, we're just going to move on from it. So, getting around, a lot of the stuff is sort of been walking, as any early Ironman is. So I've done a bit of a walk around, I've done Lumbridge, and the first thing I sort of did was a little bit of a hot lap, having a walk around. So I went from Lumbridge, we'll walk through Port Sarum. So we'll head through here, and honestly it looks so much cooler. So prior, obviously, to sailing just coming out for Old School, Port Sarum was a little bit of a sad place, and you wouldn't really go there too much, but it feels like for RS3, it's been something that's quite impressive for a while. But yeah, I mean, the first thing I did was come along here, and I came across all of the lodestones. Now, lodestones seem to be something new for RS3, or rather, like, compared to Old School. And you come along and then you activate them. So I've gone through and activated this one before, obviously. Done that one, done the Draenor Village one, Falador. So as I said, I did a little bit of a hot lap of here, of the sort of free-to-play areas, and activated all of those. So then for now, you can just select them and teleport to them. So with that, let's head over to maybe Varrock. So you literally just click it from the map, which I found quite cool. And there's no cooldown on these. It's not like home teleport in Old School. You can just use these as much as you want to get around, which is a bit of a handy thing, that you're not having to just do so much running. It gives you a good teleportation network right from the get-go, which I know part of me as the Old School player as well goes, you have to earn those teleport spells and earn the things, but it is enjoyable to just be able to get in and get going, because there's so much of this game that you get to in the later parts, so getting to it is not a bad thing. But anyway, so we sort of ran around here. I did do something familiar, is I ran past here and I was like, oh, I'll do the quiz if it's a natural history quiz. So I went downstairs and did that, hence the 9 and 9. Haven't touched them at all before or since, but there we go. I haven't looked at any of these skills, like these new ones. Summoning obviously came in back in Old School, back when I played back in the day. But yeah, we'll give that a go at some point. This thing, divination, I have no idea what it is. I came across some little glowy things and did stuff with them, and they gave me experience, and that was it. You just sort of stared at them and had a bit of a questioning look, and it gave me experience. Sure. So we'll explore that at some point. Did draw a ritual, so got some experience there, and did a lap or two of an agility course that gave us that. So with that said, let's just pick back up where we were. So because of a teleport, it teleported me over to here at one point. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. So I loaded this lodestone just to give me a teleport over here. And so I came down and activated all of these ones as well. So with that, I got to get back to the observatory. So I'll do the old Yanil one. So from here on out, that's all I've done. So now it's just going to be proper exploration. Now I've gone back and forth from this guy. Oh, something that's different as well is these musicians that are around. So run energy is so much less punishing in this compared to Old School. It just goes much further, and then those little musicians that are dotted around, if you stop and listen to them, it'll just boost up your run energy. Having said that, you can also right click and rest, which is quite nice. It brings it back, like it brings your run energy back much quicker. Oy. Unprovoked, not needed. So that's quite nice. That's quite nice that it's not so heavily reliant on your agility level, which is something though that I did enjoy or I do enjoy in Old School, is getting agility up now with the run energy changes. But yeah. So now I just need to talk to the professor. Oh damn, he's just been abusing this guy the entire time. It is so unnecessary. So some of this has felt a bit similar to Old School, so I'm guessing though that we've just got to head up to here. Don't need to talk to them, that's fine. I'm sure there's, yeah, here we go. Force of habit, looking for, yeah, it's still there. Good old anti-poison. I haven't brought any food, I haven't brought any emergency teleports or anything like that. I think we're just gonna have to try and find a storeroom of some sort. Is it this way? I've done all these quests in Old School and got the quest cape and all that on the main and on the iron, but it's been so long since I've done some of these early ones, I can't remember. So it's kind of nice exploring this all again. Need to get rid of him. Let's head back to Yanil and actually bring food and necromancy supplies. So, looking at combat here. So I'm hitting 0 to summon my skeleton manually. That uses ectoplasm from my inventory to do. The skills outlined by the yellow bar fire automatically left to right, and when they do, they generate charge in or use up charge from this yellow bar. The other manual cast I have is this one, which does a lot of damage but uses quite a bit of charge, so I thought I would set it to manual so I don't auto cast it when they are low HP. Loot also shows up like this now, which is actually really nice, so you don't press on the ground lots to pick them up. You can just press that, loot comes up, and then you can just select them from here or loot all. And also lovely level 8 prayer coming in there. And they make a lot of fanfare about getting levels. It's a little bit much. But we're now on the search for the key, and I can't remember what chest it's in. We are going to jump ahead a bit, because I searched for the key for a long time. But we are going to include this because it just looks ridiculous. This is resting, and you can do it from right-clicking on your run energy to restore it a bit faster. Just sitting in a goblin cave, looking like a kid throwing a tantrum. So anyway, we find the key back at the start of the cave. We get the lens mold and give it back to the guy, help him fix his telescope, and he makes us find out our star sign, and giving us a nice chunk of crafting XP. We're going to jump back over to Lombridge and go into the tomb where we did the Blood Pact quest, and we'll kill some spiders to craft spider silk equipment and get to 21 crafting. But while I show that, I'll leave the first episode there, so thank you for joining. I hope you did enjoy it, and please let me know any thoughts about the video. But until next time, see you later.